All right, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Normally we come in with a song on the Sabbath, but we kind of press for time, so we're gonna jump right into this. This is your Akazaki Yahoo. Happy Sabbath to everyone, and we're gonna jump right into getting to the reading here. Joined by my most esteemed Aka Kenanaya. Shabbat Shalom, Aki.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom, Maki. Shabbat Shalom, Yasharal. Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Wahamalak, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah.
Hallelujah. All praises to Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah, his beloved son, the Messiah, and King. Bless you. Hallelujah. So it is another Sabbath Yom. We are back again. Praises to the Father. It's so magnificent to be back for another Sabbath Yom. When you make it through a week, the type of weeks that we have is a blessing to be back. You know, we just saw a story here, and my heart is a bit heavy, and I got to talk about it because I can't just let it, just sit it by the side. A young man struck by a vehicle in the hospital. His family decided they want to move him, and the hospital decided to kill him. The people in the hospital decided to kill him, and now he's dead. He was murdered in the hospital, and we just stumbled across that story. I didn't anticipate bringing that to us on the Sabbath. It's supposed to be a day of gladness, a day of joy, a day of relaxation. Instead we get a story like that. Young brother cut down in the early part of his life over jealousy, over money, whatever it is. Not even from the streets, from the hospital. I mean, you take your child to the hospital to get help, and they kill him. From what was said, they murdered him. So, hard times, hard days in the land of our captivity. That's what these things got to happen because we got to understand that this is not our rest. We're not here for vacation. We're here for punishment.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And as hard as that is to swallow, that is the reality that we need to face. You might have it all right. You might have a car. You might have a job. You might have a place to live. You might have a little money in your pocket, a little money in the bank, and that's all good. All praises to the Most High. But don't think for a second that this place is for you, because they are not for us. This place is not for us. And these people are not for us either. And it cut this young man's life, cut off his life because his family wanted to move him to a different place.
Right. And that was in for those who are inquiring, the young brother that he's speaking about, his name is Terrence Howard, from Texas, Missouri City, Texas, that went to go play collegiate football in North Carolina in Charlotte, and got into a car accident. And there in Charlotte, hospitals refusing to give aid while his parents try to save his life. And they're told that they're trespassing, so they are forced to leave the hospital. And their son, later dies from the lack of aid, I would say.
Yeah. Well, they said they put something in his IV.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, which is a critical part of the story. They're alleging that he was doing fine, and the hospitals didn't like the fact that his family wanted to transfer him to a hospital in Texas. His family's alleging that the hospital wanted his organs.
Yeah, exactly. So, is it even safe to be? No, it's not safe. None of this stuff is safe because all of this stuff is folly. And people think that it's conspiracies and theories and all this other stuff. Don't let these people fool you. These people are it's evil in these people. And they will go through what we would deem to be extreme measures to show how evil that they are. And until it happens to you, you really won't even understand the level of wickedness that exists. And man, that's just crazy. Honestly, and I wasn't even planning on coming on and talking about this. I was literally posting this us about to go live, and I went to X to post it, and I saw that story, and I Googled it and found it, and man, heartbreaking, completely heartbreaking. I mean, you know, it's crazy, but man, yeah. So we're gonna try to move into oh, hold up. You go part two. Let me put this on the screen. I just went back to X. I was gonna show. Let me go. Hold on.
Where was there? Where was Charlotte PD? Where was Charlotte PD when we called them and told them that we need them down here because they wouldn't come in and do it? Now they want to show up they're a bunch of cowards. That's what they are. A bunch of cowards.
We can't do that. I know, but we can't. We got to look. But we don't need. Listen. We got to take the time that we have and not allow them to escalate it to where when we have to get to the peace. Okay. We got to get to the point where the peace and
ain't no peace in this.
No. I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like us coming.
Yeah, we gotta agree.
Now, hold on. When were you ever not called?
How do we know that they real? How do we know that they real? They might be a part of it. And you can hurt me. How do we know that they real?
At this time, everybody gets so much. These are assets that get property.
Are y'all getting this? They're saying we're trespassing. They want me to leave my brother in here with all of them. They just busted here with officers and they're saying we are trespassing. They're asking all of us to leave my brother in here with them.
Never showed up.
Man,
You know, the question often arises of who salvation is for.
yeah.
You
need saving.
It's situations like this that make it clear who salvation is for.
Yeah.
Other nations don't have these issues, right?
No.
You know what? Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I'm. But time in and time out, we see that we are mistreated. Yeah. Based on, I used to think that it was because of the color of our skin. I can't say that anymore because nations that, Indians, the Pakistanians that are, darker than a lot of so-called African Americans don't have the same issues, all right?
Yeah. When have you ever heard of a Chinese, a Japanese, a Korean, or a Arab, or any of those going to the hospital and they trespass the people who brought them, the people who this family? Like, what kind of foolishness is that? That's just foolishness. That's complete and utter foolishness. None of this stuff only happens to our people. Only happens to our people because they know they got a lick coming back. And man, so this is the sister that was sharing that story. I'm thinking that's all of it. I just wanted to see if it was the two videos, that one we just saw. And I wasn't trying to do this, honestly. This just came up. I'm literally heartbroken right now. And
Yes.
I'm thinking this was the first one.
Because Dr. Herman,
He won't come in here and do it.
He's doing everything he can to help his
My
son has a heartbeat.
Still has a heartbeat.
That they wanted my son's organs. When they first announced him that he had brain trauma, and I told them that they keep cutting the air off now. They're cutting it off. They're controlling it from the outside.
Now they heard cut it back off because they heard me say it. We see what y'all doing out there. We see you. I promise you, you're going to do it. to kill my son because they want to. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna spit on your grandma's grave. Then all your family guys, I'm gonna piss on their grave. I promise you that.
You haven't done it, I am.
They cut it out.
I can't imagine.
They cut it out.
Yeah, she keep it failed.
Yeah, they doing it. They doing it. Come on, son.
You know, we talked a little bit last night about institutional racism in the medical setting, you know, which, you know, we said that last night. Like, we could go on and on about so many different levels of institutional racism. You know, this is an example of it in healthcare.
In healthcare, and right in our face. You know, this was just a couple of days ago. This was the first. Today's the third. This is the day before yesterday. You know, he was in an accident on the second day of the week. Yesterday, the day before yesterday, the fifth day of the week. You know, he's they trying to take him out, and apparently told his mother they want his organs.
These people are crazy as hell, I
mean, that is just
wicked as hell.
Oh my gracious! You know, I can't imagine. You know, either one of my sons in that position, and their dad, you know, just being cool, trying to save his son. I would have been so. I don't even know. I can't put myself in that position because I don't know what I would have done. You know, in that situation. Also, I had to be with me because I don't even know. I don't even know. Honestly, I mean, that's absolutely crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Slacky. All right. Let's try to get to the reading here. And man, all right. Let's try to refocus. Get to the reading here. A couple of days ago, but you can't brush that under the carpet. You know, I know you can't just. It's hard to even move on. Like, man, these are real people. This is a real situation. This is really their son, and he's really not breathing anymore. After the family that was doing all they could while they did nothing, turning off his air from outside the room. I mean, it's oxygen. I mean, I didn't even think about, you don't got that tank. They feed you oxygen through the wall. They can control it probably from most anywhere.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, goodness gracious. Up and help us. Help us, please. All right. Okay. So we are in the book of Bereshith, or Genesis, chapter number 29. Yaakov meets Rebecca, or Raquel. Rebecca is his mother. Forgive me. Verse 1. Then Yaakov went on his journey and came unto the land of the people of the east, and looked, and behold, in the field, and lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep laying by it. For out of that well they watered the flock, and a great stone was upon the mouth of the well, and there were all the flocks gathered, and they rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the sheep, and the stone again upon the well's mouth in his place. And Jacob said unto them, My brethren, where be you? And they say, Of Haran we are. So he was asking, it's the Old English for saying, where y'all from? And they said, we from Haran. Verse 5. And he said unto them, Know you Laban, the son of Nahor, And they said, yeah, we know him. And he said to them, is he well? And they said, yeah, he good. And behold, Raquel, his daughter, come with the sheep. Oh, here go his daughter right here.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, lo, is it yet high day? Neither is the time of the cattle should be gathered together. Water you the sheep and go and feed them. And they said, we cannot until the flock be gathered together and until we roll the stone from the mouth, from the well's mouth and water the sheep. So they out here getting the chores done. And this is when Yaakov comes up. And now we're about to see his reaction to Raquel, or Rachel, as you would see it in English. Verse 9. And while he yet spake to them, Raquel came with her father's sheep, and she kept them. Before she kept them, it came to pass when Yaakov saw Raquel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Yaakov went near and rolled the stone of the well of the water and the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. So this brother was so turned up. I shouldn't say this brother, but our patriarch was so turned up when he saw Raquel. He rolled this stone by himself. He was so wonderful to look at. He was like, man. All right, and this how you can tell he's smitten. Verse 11. And Yaakov kissed Raquel and lifted up his voice and wept, like, oh man, look at you. I've been looking for you my whole life. And Yaakov told Raquel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Raquel's, Rebecca's son. So like, and she ran and told her father, like, oh yeah, I'm Rebecca's son, your auntie. Oh, your auntie Rebecca's son?
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, that show you, as you jump to Leviticus 18, is it 18? Where it goes into what's lawful and what's unlawful. And you don't see cousins on there. So,
right.
You know, I don't think we weirdos. We're not. This is what the book say. You know, this is what happened, and this is how it came to be. Verse 13. And it came to pass when Laban heard the tidings of Yaakov, his sister's son, he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him in the house and told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, surely you are my bone and my flesh. And he abode in his space for a month. So he came and stayed for a month. Like, man, so, you know, that you think about what we read last week. Rebecca left with the servant of Abraham, and they knew she was going to Yaakov. Not Yaakov. They knew she was going to Abraham. And years later, here shows up Yaakov. You know, probably he had to be, you know, at least in his 20s, close to his 20s. So he gets there, and so they haven't seen her in all of this time. And all of a sudden, here shows up a boy saying he's her son. So imagine Laban seeing this and like, you Rebecca's son? You know what I'm saying? Like, put that in perspective. So verse 15. And Laban said unto Yaakov, because you are my brother, should you therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what should your wages be? You're like, you just going to be here and you're going to be here working. I'm not going to let you just work for nothing. What you want? Verse 16. And Laban had two daughters. The eldest was Leah, and the younger was Raquel. Leah was tender-eyed, but Raquel was beautiful, well-favored. So that's been a funny word to me, tender-eyed. Let's see what that says.
You know, I remember us looking at that before and thinking it was something unattractive about her, you know?
Oh, okay. Is that what the case?
I can't remember if that was the case or not.
Okay, let me see. Tender-eyed, tender. All right, rock, right. Tender, tender, soft, delicate, weak. Tender, delicate, weak of heart, timid, soft, gentle words. So she was gentle.
Mm-hmm.
So she was gentle to the eyes. Like, sound like she was nice looking too. Like,
I'm maybe plain. I'm getting plain.
okay, maybe so. Yeah, physical eye. That eye being physical. So, okay, so maybe she was just a regular. You know, she wasn't like out of sort. She just was maybe not as well. Like Raquel may have been like extraordinary, and
Mm-hmm.
Rachel may have been, or Leah may have been more like, oh yeah, she cool. You know, she nice. Yeah, you know. So, all right, let's continue. Verse 18. And Raquel said, and Jacob loved Raquel and said, I will serve you 7 years for Raquel, your younger daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to you, than I should give her to another man. Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Raquel, and they seemed unto him but a few days, for the love he had for her. So he was so into this woman, and he served 7 years, and it seemed like literally days. Like, that's nothing for what I'm about to get, for the prize I'm about to get. Laban's treachery, verse 21. And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife that my days be fulfilled. Slaki. Verse 21. And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her. It's kind of funny to say to somebody's, a woman's father, I want to do something to your daughter. Oh, gracious. Verse 22. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah. He took who? Leah, his daughter, and brought her to him. And he went in unto her. And Laban gave his daughter Leah Zilpah, his maid, for her handmaid.
You know,
Okay, yeah.
I remember us covering this, a couple of years ago also, and wondering how it was that Jacob didn't understand that it was Leah and not Rachel. I'm thinking that they might have had some type of veil or something covering her face, and probably even her body, because he would have even been able to recognize the difference in the two women's bodies and shapes. So this woman had been veiled.
Well, I wonder how different they were. I mean, they were sisters. I mean, they could have been like, I'm not gonna say mirror image. I mean, Jacob was a twin, but his brother was different than him. So they, I don't know. I mean, you in the marriage chamber, your mind is in one place, and you know what I'm saying. So during the feast, you go in the marriage chamber, and it is what it is. But he was expecting his wife, and he get the wife's sister, and yeah, that's ironic. This story. Every time I read it, every time we see it, I'm just like, wow, it's just think about. So, all right, verse 25. It came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah, and he said to Laban, what is this that you have done unto me? Did I not serve you for Raquel? Wherefore have you beguiled me? And Laban said, it must not be done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. So they could have talked about that before the whole thing, but it is what it is. Now, verse 27. Fulfill your week, fulfill her week, and we will give you also, if we give you this also for the service which you have served, and yet 7 other years. So Laban hit the come up.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week. And he gave him Rachel, his daughter, to wife also. And Laban gave Rachel. Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking, I think he's just a shrewd. Laban is just a shrewd man,
Yeah.
and I think that's why we hear Jacob talk to him kind of off, like, give me my wife, man. I've done my time. I think Jacob has learned that about him in the 7 years that he served with him. It's just a shrewd type of dude,
I can see that. I can definitely see that. Definitely. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I can definitely see that, because you can see how he conducted business. So,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is nephew. You know what I'm saying? You would think if you're gonna treat anybody well, it will be your own nephew. But
right.
Laban, like, I don't give a doggone. You ain't my son. So verse 29. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah, his handmaid, to be her maid. He went also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years. So I think this is where I got confused last time, because we were trying to count this. We know he did 7 years, he got Rachel, or he got Leah. And then he did 7 other years, and he got Rachel. Now it's saying, and served with him yet 7 other years. So this is another 7. So that's 21.
Okay.
Okay. Because I think, what did we say that it ended up being total?
I want to say we said 21 before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Continue in verse 31. And when Yahuwah saw that Rachel was hated, and when Yahuwah saw that Rachel was hated, oh my goodness, I can't even talk. I'm sorry. And when Yahuwah saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, and Rachel was barren. But Rachel was barren. My goodness. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and called his name Reuben. For she said, surely Yahuwah hath looked upon my affliction. Now, therefore, my husband will love me. And your heart kind of goes out to her, because that's been her sentiment this whole time. She just wanted her husband to love her, and she was willing to give everything she could to him for that to be the case. Verse 33. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, because Yahuwah have heard that I was hated, he have therefore given me this son also, and called his name Simeon. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi. And she conceived again and bare a son, and she said, now will I praise Yahuwah. Therefore she called his name Yehudah, and left barren. So, wow, she done dropped 4 children in, like, I don't even know what time frame this is, but it seemed like back to back to back. Here's a child, here's another baby, here's another son. You know, he got to look at that and like, man, woman, every time I touch you, we getting a son after this. Indeed. It's like it. The sons of Yaakov, Bereshith, verse chapter 30 and verse 1. And it's ironic, because you think about the fact that he came from a house with just him and his brother, and they never got along, really. You know what I'm saying? They fight in the womb, since the womb. And he got he got 4 sons, so he done doubled his, what his father had already. Verse 1. And Raquel saw that she was barren, that she bare Jacob. And when Raquel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Raquel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, "Give me children, or else I die." I tried to do a little verse 2. Raquel anger was kindled again. Man, I can't say these words right. I'm saying the complete opposite of what I mean to say. Verse 2. And Jacob anger was kindled against Raquel, and he said, "Am I in the Most High stead, who have withheld from you from the fruit of your womb?" Like, woman, I ain't stopping you from getting pregnant. I'm doing my job. Verse 3. And she said, "Behold, my maid Bilhah, go in unto her, and she may bear up on my knees, and I may also have children by her." And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife, and Jacob went in unto her. And Bilhah conceived and bare Jacob a son. And Raquel said, "The Most High hath judged me, and have also heard my voice, and have given me a son. Therefore I shall call his name Dan." And Bilhah, Raquel's maid, conceived again, and bare Jacob a second son. And Raquel said, "With great wrestling have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed." And she called his name Naphtali. So, and this is like a mad dance race. I mean, they just who can give the most children, and they and Jacob is in the middle with these with 3 women now, and having children with 2 of them. Like verse 9. And Leah saw that she had left barren. She took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her to Jacob to wife. Like, yeah, you take her too. And Zilpah.
It's wild. It's wild because I say that these sisters appear to be very much different than the sisters that are around nowadays.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. It was a different upbringing. She knew what she wanted. She knew she wanted to make her husband happy. Mm-hmm. And they made a competition of who can give him the most children. God. And yeah, that's what they was doing. So
why?
Well, go ahead.
I was lucky. I don't know if we're gonna get through these 7 chapters.
Yeah, I think we're probably at the end of this one actually.
Okay.
We spent some time mourning, but I'm still heavy hearted. But I ain't gonna lie, this scripture is helping out. And
maybe later on this evening we'll see. We might have some time to jump back on. We'll just see how things play out today.
Yeah, indeed. Most High willing. Yeah, Most High willing. We can get through these 7, and by the end of the day. So, verse 10. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son, and Leah said, "A troop cometh." She called his name God. Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a second son, and Leah said, "Happy am I, for the daughter will call me blessed, me Barak." And she called his name Asher. And Reuben went in the days of the wheat harvest to find mandrakes in the field, and brought them unto his mother Leah. And Raquel said unto Leah, "Give me, I pray you, of your son Miss mandrakes." And she said unto her, "Is it a small matter that you would take my husband? Now will you take away my son's mandrakes also?" And Raquel said, "Therefore he shall lie with you tonight for your son's mandrakes." "Oh, well, you can have him for the night then. I'll take the mandrakes and you can have Jacob." All right, let's see what the Most High say about that. Verse 16. And Jacob came out of the field in the evening, and Leah went to meet him and said, "You must come in unto me, for surely I have hired you with my son's mandrakes." And he lay with her that night. And the Most High heard hearken unto Leah, and she conceived and bare Jacob a fifth son. My goodness, man, these children are just coming out of everywhere. I mean, my verse 18. I'm trying to think about this today, like if this would be today, like you imagine having all these children like in this house, like
Right.
man, like, this would be just wow, just mind blowing. Verse 18. And Leah said, "The Most High have given me my hire, because I have given my maid unto my husband, and she called his name Issachar." And Leah conceived again and bare Jacob a sixth son. And Leah said, "The Most High have endued me with good dowry. Now my husband dwell with me, because I have bore him six sons." And she called his name Zebulun. And afterward she bare a daughter and called her name Dinah. And the Most High remembered Rachel, and the Most High hearkened unto her and opened her womb. And she conceived and bare a son, and said, "The Most High have taken away my reproach." And she called his name Yosef, and said, "Yahuwah have added another son." Yaakov prospers. Verse 25. And it came to pass when Rachel was born Joseph, that Yaakov said unto Laban, "Send me away, that I may go into my own place and to my country. Give me my wife and my children, for whom I have served you, and let me go. And you know as my service which I have done unto you, as I have done you." And Laban said unto him, "I pray you, if I have found favor in your eyes, tarry with me and learn my experience, that Yahuwah may bless me for your sake." So he getting it. He getting increased, but because Jacob is there, because he ain't never had it as good as he had it since Jacob got there.
Mhm.
So, and he know Yahuwah is the power of Jacob. So, verse 28. And he said, appoint me your wages, and I will give it." And he said unto him, "You know as how I have served you, and your cattle was with me, for it was little which you had before I came, and it is now increased into a multitude. And Yahuwah have blessed you since my coming. And now, when shall I provide my own house? When shall I provide my own house also?" Like, look, you had but a little bit when I got there, till I got here. Now Yahuwah done increase yours. You got to give me enough to take care of my family, me and my family. Verse 31. And he said, "What shall I give you?" And Jacob said, "You shall not give me anything. If you would do this thing for me, I will indeed feed your sheep, feed and keep your flock. And I will pass through your flock today, removing there the speckled and the spotted cattle, and all the brown cattle among the sheep, and the spotted and the speckled among the goats, and such to be my hire. I'll take the ones with the spots, and I'll leave you the solid ones." Verse 33. So shall my righteousness answer for me in the times to come, when it shall come for my hire because of your face. Every one that is not speckled or spotted among the goat, and the brown among the sheep, shall be counted as stolen with me. So I'm gonna take these, and these will be yours, and I'm not gonna take yours. I only take the ones that you designate for me. Verse 34. And Laban said, "Behold, I would it might be according to your word." Like, all right, I'm down with that. We're gonna do that. He removed that day, and the he goats and the ring straight and spotted, and all the she goats that were speckled and spotted, and every one that had white in it, and the brown among the sheep, he gave them into the hands of his sons. And he set 3 days' journey between himself and Yaakov. And Yaakov fled the rest of Laban's flock, or fed the rest of Laban's flock. 37. And Yaakov took the rod of green pillar or green poplar, and of the hazel of the chestnut, and poured white stakes in them, and piled white stakes in them, and made the white appear, which
You still there, Aki?
was in the rod. Yeah, I saw it spell just then.
Okay.
You got me back?
Yeah, Con, loud and clear.
Yeah, I saw it spun just then. Like, man, I should have restarted myself. Okay. Did you? All right, it's spun again. We're just about to the end here. Yeah, we're just about to the end here. I'm going to try to finish this out real quick. Verse 37 again. And Jacob took him rods of green poplar and of the hazel of the chestnut, and piled white stakes on them, and made the white appear, which was in the rods. And he set the rod which he had piled before the flocks, and gutted the watering through which the flocks came to drink. And they should conceive when they came to drink. And the flocks conceived before the rod, and brought forth cattle ring straight, speckled and spotted. For all the cattle, so basically he was bringing, seemed like him, as I understood what I just read there, he would start breeding them so that they would bring forth more for him. I get that. Verse 40. And Jacob did separate the lamb and set the face of the flock towards the ring straight, and all the brown and of the flock of Laban, he put his own flock by themselves, and put not unto Laban's cattle. And it came to pass, whensoever the stronger cattle did conceive, that Jacob laid the rod before the eyes of the cattle, and he gutted that it may conceive among the rods. And when the cattle was feeble, he put them not in, so that the feebler were Laban's, and the stronger were Jacob's. And the man increased exceedingly, and had much cattle, and handmaids, and men servants, and camels, and donkeys. So Jacob has greatly increased his way that he was set up here. So we're gonna pause it there. Most High willing, we'll be able to get back, and we have a engagement to go to. So that's why we're cutting this off right now. Most High willing, we'll be able to get back and get to this again. We change these chapters here, and we read 29 and 30, and we'll pick up 31 and read the rest. I think we'll have time for that this evening. It's just what 5 chapters left.
Yeah, Con.
Yeah, so we'll be able to knock that out pretty quick and easy. But yeah, we're going to end off here, and pray that all is well, and that the Most High is working in everybody's life. It's so sad to think about, what we were talking about at the beginning of the broadcast, the young man losing his life in the hospital after the hospital maliciously did evil to not only him but his family, because you can't affect a person without affecting their family, because we all come from somewhere. And as an extended family member, my heart hurts. I hate to see evil done to my people, and this place makes it easy to be angry, easy to be hurt, and easy to have to deal with trauma. because they just consistently, do us any kind of way. Anyhow, just real quick on these last couple of chapters here, and amazing. Like I said, every time I read this story, it's so vivid. It comes to life. I don't see it like a lot of it, but you know what I'm saying. But to see Yaakov, imagine Yaakov with his wife and their maids, and they're having all these children. So I just see all these children just being born and growing, and another baby's here, and another baby, and this one need a diaper, and that one, here's another baby, and I just imagine him, every time he turns his head, there's another baby there, and he's just like, not even overwhelmed, just like, man, look at all these children, and he's up to, I think right now he's up to 12 because Dinah, he has Dinah too, so, he's got 12 children right now. So this is before Benjamin is born, but
it's before Benjamin as well as Yosef. I don't think Yosef's been born either.
Yeah, we just read Yosef because that was the first one.
Yeah.
We just read he came. So, but yeah, so and yeah, good stuff. But always so interested in. I hate to say it, but it's kind of entertaining as well, But it's fun to read. It's fun to picture and visualize. Like I just really imagine this man. I put myself in that position. You got these 4 women, and you got all these children, and you the common denominator, and they into it, and you working, and you trying to do what you got to do. And and then he got to deal with Laban, and now he's setting up to where he can take everything he needs because he showed up. Laban had next to nothing, so he done increased all of his stuff. Like, man, this is meant for me. I'm taking this, which makes sense because you shouldn't have more. When I came, then I probably would leave you a few more. I would leave you a whole bunch more. But apparently, he went from a few to a multitude. So. But that's pretty much it. We'll pick up on that. Go ahead, Ike.
Real quick, I too like reading about, how we became a people. Reading the stories of the patriarchs and wondering like what that was like, with all those children, all of those sons, what I mean, being born around the same, time period and also I also wonder what it was like for Laban and Rebecca growing up. Were they because we see Rebecca in last week we were reading, we see Rebecca kind of do some shrewd business practices with her husband and Jacob, and Esau. And then we read about Laban being kind of shrewd as well and doing some shiesty stuff. So, I just wonder what it was like. This is the recipe. Everything that we've read is the recipe for a toxic family. Now we know that we're called for a greater purpose, but everything that we're reading so far can cause toxicity.
Right. That's right. Yeah, indeed. That's a good observation, and you're exactly right. She did have that shady practice with Yaakov and with Esau and her husband. You know what I'm saying? She really went behind the back on that one, and now we see Laban doing some of the same practice. And these are Syrians. They call them Syrians. So, wow, that's a good observation. I didn't even think about it like that, but. Praises to the Abba. We're going to go ahead and shut it off right here. And, we're going to pray for the family of the brother that passed away, that his father and his mother and his sister are consoled and strengthened and in the loss of their son and their brother. It's a horrible situation there. And, it's amazing though how good, I honestly, I was really heavy-hearted when we first started, but as we started reading and getting into this story, it made me feel better. Made me feel a little bit better. So praises to the Father. We're going to go ahead and cut it off here. And we'll close out with the book of Ecclesiastes, as we always do. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 12 and verse number 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. It is so very important that we understand that in the conclusion of the whole matter, we are to fear the Most High and keep his commandments, because this is the whole duty of man. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, all the dust is settled, all the smoke is cleared, we will be judged on whether we have feared the Most High and kept his commandments. Why? Because this is the entire reason that we are here. I am your Akazaki Yahu, joined by my most esteemed Akenaniah, giving all praises, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who were scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say, Shalom Wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I can't wait to the day that the Most High ends these captivities and we all back together, 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant, back in our own land with a heart of flesh and no more heart of stone and no more dealing with these doggone heathens. Until that day, Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat shalom, Mr. Kai.
Hallelujah. Praise you.